Tijdens de tweedaagse van Wat willen we nou echt? Laten we beelden zien van manieren waarop we met onze eigen behoeften kunnen omgaan. Manieren waarop we kinderen tegemoet kunnen komen in het vervullen van die behoeften. En wat het voor ontwikkelingen mogelijk maakt als het ons lukt om de belangrijkste idealen te verbinden met onze belangrijkste behoeften. We leven op dit moment op een kritiek moment in de menselijke ontwikkeling, waarbij we het gevaar lopen dat we onszelf laten uitsterven door de vervuiling en de klimaatverandering. En tegelijkertijd staan we op een punt waarop we kunnen gaan spelen, kunnen gaan bijdragen en waarop we het industriële tijdperk achter ons kunnen laten. We laten een paar fragmenten zien van kinderen die ons een boodschap te vertellen hebben en we stellen ons de vraag: wat betekent dit voor onze manier van opvoeden? En hoe kunnen we zorgen dat de urgentie die deze kinderen uitstralen overgenomen wordt door ons als opvoeder?
We slash and we burn, what will we ever learn? The forest catches fire, a small part of us will burn. I'm not the Lorax, but I still speak for the trees. The survival of our forest depends on you and me. Look into the eyes of our children, you will see the beauty of the world within them. Cause as I fade into the sunset, the trees will surround me. Climb into the branches and feel life so profoundly.
I burn into the squirrel that's a part of the land. When I climb into a tree, I hold a flower in my hand.
Mas come o seu nhoque de polvo?
Ah, mãe, tá bom. Esse polvo não é de verdade, né?
Não.
Então tá. Ele nem fala e nem cabeça tem, né? Não tem cabeça dele.
Não tem cabeça. Isso
Tá
aí
bom.
é só as perninhas do polvo picada.
Ah, e a cabeça dele tá no mar?
Tá lá na peixaria.
O monstro cortou assim.
Cortou.
Por quê?
Pra gente poder comer, porque senão a gente ia ter que engolir inteiro.
Mas por quê?
É pra comer, amor. Igual corta o boi, corta a galinha.
Ah, a carinha. Ninguém come também.
Ninguém come a galinha?
É os animais.
É?
É.
Deze beelden roepen natuurlijk veel vragen op. Enerzijds is er hoeveel van deze bezorgdheid dragen ze namens ons? In hoeverre zijn we nalatig in het oplossen van de problemen die zij aankaarten? Ten tweede is er de vraag, zijn dit soort kwaliteiten zoals compassie, empathie, bezorgdheid, kwaliteiten die wij genoeg ondersteunen in het onderwijsproces? En ten derde, hoe zit het met onze eigen behoefte aan compassie, probleem oplossen en betrokken zijn? Er zijn op dit moment veel ontwikkelingen in de wereld gaande. En twee van de pioniers wil ik even laten zien. De eerste is Elon Musk en de tweede is Ricardo Semler.
Sure.
So how would you educate your 5 boys?
Actually, I created a little school. Yeah.
What kind of school? Could you describe to us?
Sure. It's small. It's only got 14 kids now, and it'll have 20 kids in September. It's called Ad Astra, which means to the stars. That's maybe a bit different from most other schools, is that there aren't any grades. There's no like not grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 type of thing. Making all the children go in the same grade at the same time, like an assembly line.
I know.
Because some people love English or languages, some people love math, some people love music, and they have different abilities at different times. It makes more sense to cater the education to match their aptitudes and abilities. So I think that's one principle. Another is that it's important to teach problem solving, or teach to the problem, not to the tools. So this would be like, let's say you're trying to teach people about how engines work, or you could start by a more traditional approach would be to say, well, we're going to teach you all about screwdrivers and wrenches, and you're going to have a course on screwdrivers, a course on wrenches, and all these things. And this is a very difficult way to do it. A much better way would be like, here's the engine. Now let's take it apart. How are we going to take it apart? You need a screwdriver. That's what the screwdriver is for. You need a wrench. That's what the wrench is for. And then a very important thing happens, which is that the relevance of the tools becomes apparent.
So we said, if we were to design a school from scratch, what would it look like? And so we created this school, which is called Lumière. And Lumière, one of them is a public school. And Lumière says the following: let's divide this role of the teacher into two. One guy we'll call a tutor. A tutor, in the old sense of the Greek paideia sense, is look after the kid. What's happening at home, what's their moment in life, etc. But please don't teach, because the little you know compared to Google, we don't want to know. Keep that to yourself. Now, we'll bring in people who have two things: passion and expertise, and it could be their profession or not. And we use the senior citizens, which are 25% of the population, with wisdom that nobody wants anymore. So we bring them to school, and we say, teach these kids whatever you really believe in. So we have violinists teaching math. We have all kinds of things where we say, don't worry about the course material anymore. We have approximately 10 great threads that go from 2 to 17. Things like, how do we measure ourselves as humans? So there's place for math and physics and all that there. How do we express ourselves? So there's place for music and literature, but also for grammar. And then we have things that everyone has forgotten, which are probably the most important things in life. The very important things in life, we know nothing about. We know nothing about love. We know nothing about death. We know nothing about why we're here. So we need a thread in school that talks about everything we don't know. So that's a big part of what we do.
Healix Basics is een opleiding die op verschillende niveaus van complexiteit, menselijke ontwikkeling onderzoekt en illustreert aan de hand van inspirerende beelden.